Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? This is the main event, guys. This could be very well 1-2 at the Olympia. For all of you Nick Walker fans, I am sure that you would agree with that. For all of you Big Ramy fans, for all of you William Bonac, Hattie Shupin, guys like that, fans of them, guys, I'm sure this is a stretch of the imagination to put Nick Walker first or second or even beside Big Ramy. Well, the upcoming Olympia could prove that these two could stand toe-to-toe, and of course this picture of Big Ramy sucks. He's not flexed. Looks a little too smooth. Monsoon. Little too smooth. Gorilla. Let's go to a different picture. And this one, it's not a very clear picture of Big Ramy, so you can't really see the true condition. But I think Nick Walker stands up pretty good against the champion. What do you guys think? Structurally, of course not. Of course not. Big Ramy, maybe arguably a smaller waistline. Probably does have a smaller waistline. Bigger, wider clavicle? I don't know. Nick is very wide, very wide. For his height, I would not say it's a wider clavicle, but I mean, if you measured them, sure, Big Ramy's wider than Nick Walker. But man, does he stand up good against the champion? Let's go through the poses, because of course, as we know, this is where it counts. This is where champions win shows or lose shows. Excuse me, could somebody turn on the house lights for Big Ramy? Very dark and foreboding picture, but as you may know, not the best stock of photos, I guess, for Big Ramy's front double by from the Olympia. He looks pretty good, guys. Waistline. Arms for Nick all the way. Now, turn on the lights for a second here, if you will. Big Ramy, this is not a good shot. But still, you can make excuses for Big Ramy all day long. All of the other pictures, the clearer shots of Big Ramy hitting the front double, his biceps weren't flexed. At all. And, I mean, like I said, you're kind of making excuses. He knew that, this is the time to hit the shot. Maybe not the best posed for Big Ramy. So, is it a stretch of the imagination to say Nick Walker would defeat Big Ramy in the front double? I do not. Nick is a very strong man in this pose. Front lat spread's a different story. Structure comes into play. First of all, I should have gotten this out of the way. The lighting at the New York Pro was good. It wasn't godlike lighting. Nick Walker nailed his tan, the oiling, everything. Condition, of course, mixes in with that. Everything was perfect. Because, come on, guys. I mean, Justin Rodriguez, look at all the other guys. Blessing Awodabu, all those guys. The lighting didn't favor them very well at all at the New York Pro. So, blame the lighting all you want. I honestly think Nick Walker, his tan, things of that nature, this guy was ready. He was ready. But, I mean, come on. Look at the structure. Big Ramy. So, for you Nick Walker fans, you could say it's a tie game coming out of the first two shots. Go to the side. And I made them nearly the same height here. Of course, Nick Walker has a queef, a hair queef. If you don't know what a queef is, it's just a little length of hair in the top of your head that's longer than the rest of the region of your hair. Anyway, enough about that. It's details like that make my channel special. You know that? Big Ramy, he kneels way down. Stick him next to Hattie Shupin, all those dudes. And he looks maybe even shorter compared to some of them. And Nick Walker, not the tallest guy in the house, but I mean, he's not a midget. He's far away from being a midget. He's taller than I. Anyway, coming from a short man with a big voice. So I can intimidate anybody on the telephone. As long as you don't know how big I am in real life. Anyway, Big Ramy. Side tricep, Big Ramy also. Side shots, I think the Ram Man is just too much for Nick Walker. Nick looks good, mind you. A smaller version of Big Ramy. Mamdouh Elssbiay. I shy away from saying the American way of saying his name, because that's not how you say his name. It's not Mamdouh Elssbiay, I guess. It's something else. I'll let you know when I've been taking lessons on it for a few years now. I almost have it. I will be probably around Olympia time. I'll be calling Big Ramy by his real name. Took a few years of language lessons, things of that nature. Voice lessons, I've been singing since I was 1. Anyway, so this is the hoo-ha position. This is the hoo-ha pose. Nick, of course, guys, I made him about the same height here. He is a couple inches, maybe 2 or 3 inches shorter. It's always debatable when it comes to bodybuilding. Some of them lie about their heights. Some of them don't want to be thought of as that tall because the judges place them out of the top pack because they're too tall. They don't want to go through that. But anyway, guys, this is not a mandatory shot. But I do like it. The hoo-ha pose? Are you kidding me? One of the best out there. Can Nick Walker take Big Ramy? Can Nick Walker beat Big Ramy from the back? Can he beat him in the back shots? For those of you who follow bodybuilding, die-hard bodybuilding fans, you could probably question the way I placed the poses. I put the side tricep before the back shots, and I switch up the back shots. I keep the rear double bi for the last of the two, because it's my favorite. And I like to do 2 front, 2 side, 2 back, finish off with 2 opposite poses. Generally, the man that wins the abs and thigh loses the most muscular, right? Why am I talking through this? Because I am impressed with Nick Walker. Condition-wise, style, lower lat insertions, not as big though. So Big Ramy would probably win. Go to the rear double. I wrapped that up pretty quick, eh? Oh, I said A. That's a Canadian thing, but you Americans, the people from the United States of America, you guys say A sometimes. Mexicans like to say it. S-A. The rear double bi. Admit it, guys. Nick Walker looks like he could take Big Ramy. The lower lat insertions. Of course, think realistically. Probably several of the other dudes were beating Big Ramy in this pose. I would say. I could be wrong. Phil Heath at the Olympia, his rear double bi might have been the best at the show. But Big Ramy's so gosh darn big that the judges could overlook the little details that Nick Walker does possess. Look at the hamstrings. Look at the size difference, the badonkadonks. The baydonko-donks, the badonkadonks, the big bump. Big Ramy does have a big old badonkadonk compared to Nick Walker. And the size of your glutes. The thing of it is, they should be just the right size. Not too big. Like a delt. You want your delts huge, right? Not too small. Like a waistline. You want your waistline small like Patrick Moore's, right? But your glutes you want right the same, right? Just the right size, just to go in proportion with the rest of your physique. Anyway, that's the explanation on the glutes, abs and thigh pose. This is a hard one to judge. First of all, Big Ramy's the Olympia champion. Second of all, Nick Walker is a rookie at the Olympia. He's never stepped foot on the Olympia stage. So for me to go out there and say Nick Walker is going to defeat Big Ramy at the Olympia, that would, of course, get rocks thrown at my house. I would get the thumbs downs. They hurt you as a YouTuber. Oh, you see those thumbs downs. Oh, that's worse than an insult in the comment section. Insult me. Go ahead. Stay away from that thumbs down, man. Please. Anyway. I'm just joking. I can take criticism. And you guys can take the fact that Nick Walker looks like he has more separated abs. Looks like he's in better condition as well. Most muscular. Most certainly, basically the same shot out of all of these shots in this matchup. Nick Walker looks like he has more separation. Of course, like I said, guys, lighting, things of that nature. But hey, we'll see. We will see. When they stand next to each other. Nick Walker, he kind of outshines everybody as far as muscle separation, things of that nature are concerned. Nails is the tan. Could be dream tan. I'm just joking. I don't want to accuse any bodybuilder of mistreating, dream tan. This is the different most muscular. Dream tan or synthol. synthol in the delts. A lot of people use that. And the reason why I'm bringing that up, look at Nick Walker's delts. And I hear people say this, that bodybuilders nowadays don't have striations in the delts because they're full of oil, right? Look at Nick Walker's delts. I mean, both of these guys hard as a rock, but you can see striations in his delts. Looks like real muscle to me. What do you guys think? Anyway, I'm not going to disrespect Big Ramy, or Nick Walker for that matter, for announcing a winner in this one. This is simply to answer a question. Can Nick Walker win the Olympia on his debut? Can he do what Larry Scott only has done, won the Olympia on his Olympia debut? Of course, that was the first Olympia, so Nick would be the only man really ever to do so. Could he do it? I have to say yes. He honestly could. Will he? That's a different story. No, I don't think he will. I think he'll place right out of that top three. So they won't be able to have a real comparison between these two. But like I said, I'm not going to disrespect Big Ramy by saying Nick Walker wins. I didn't say that. I simply stated that he could. He looks like he could win on muscle separation, could win on presentation, the color, thin skin, things of that nature. And like I said, muscle separation is just out of this world for Nick Walker. But Big Ramy is just that big, and he could win on that because he's just as conditioned. You guys seen striations in the glutes, things of that nature. What a heck of a comparison, guys, I have to say. Go over to Superset Man's channel, and I'm sure you'll be able to see Nick Walker involved in the lineup, I think, of the 2020 Olympia. So that could be a better clue of where Nick will be placed in a lineup. Superset Man, full of great videos anyway. All right, guys, that's it. Hit thumbs up on the video if you did, in fact, find it informative and enjoyable, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Helps me out greatly, like you guys would never believe. The thumbs ups, the subscribes, great comments, helps me out, makes my day as well. Have a great one.